Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Jindal Drilling Discuss Q2 FY26 Results Conference Call hosted by Antique Stock Broking Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then zero on a touch-tone phone. Please note, this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vatharajan. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Mark. A very good afternoon, everyone. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the participants as well as the management of Jindal Drilling. We have with us Mr. Raghav Jindal, Managing Director, and Mr. Kaushal Bangani, Deputy General Manager, Investor Relations and Finance. I'd like to hand over the call to Mr. Kaushal Bangani and Mr. Raghav Jindal for their initial remarks. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vatharajan. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining our earnings call. We have had another good quarter, as was expected. Total revenue increased sharply in Q2 FY26 on account of favorable outcome of a very old litigation. Operating revenue and EBITDA were broadly constant with previous quarter. The slight dip which is visible was on account of dehire of two rigs, Jindal Explorer and Jindal Pioneer, and impact of foreign exchange fluctuation. Jindal Explorer is currently in its final stages of post-refurbishment approval and will be redeployed in another week to 10 days. Jindal Pioneer has also commenced its refurbishment exercise, which is expected to conclude in the fourth quarter of this financial year. I will now briefly summarize key financial indicators. On comparison of Q2 FY26 with previous quarter, Q1 FY26, total revenue increased by 32%. However, EBITDA decreased by 13% from 107 crores to 93 crores. PAT increased by 116% from 56 to 121 crores, and EPS in the second quarter of FY26 was at 42 rupees. The sharp increase in profitability was on account of income from the favorable outcome of a very old litigation. I would now like to take you through our earnings presentation. The first slide talks about the company. We remain a leading offshore drilling services contractor in India's oil and gas sector. We have more than 35 years of experience in the sector of offshore drilling and are supported by an efficient and experienced operational and management team who ensure that our efficiency is not compromised and we achieve highest levels of safety. We've been supporting ONGC for the past 32 years in their drilling programs and have always explored opportunities with them. Apart from 5 offshore jackup rigs that are on contract with ONGC, we also provide mud logging and directional drilling services to the oil and gas sector. Slides 5 and 6 of the earnings presentation detail the order book rig-wise and year-wise, and the amortization of the said order book is also mentioned. This will give interested shareholders an idea of how the revenue of the company will shape up going forward. I've already spoken about the financial highlights, which are detailed in the next 4 slides. Slide 11 refers to the net cash position of the company, which has improved rapidly to 295 crores from the net cash position of 111 crores in March 2025. It is important to note that the net cash position continues to improve despite the recent acquisition of Jindal Pioneer and is a leading indicator of the strong cash flows that we will earn. That concludes the presentation, and I would now request Mr. Varatharajan to kindly open for questions.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Raman KV from Sequent Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for allowing me to ask your question. So my first question is with respect to Jindal Explorer. If I'm looking at your presentation, I'm seeing its operating cost, operating day rate is comparatively lower to Jindal Supreme and Virtue One. So when can we expect its operating day rate to increase to $80,000 per? Hello.
Yes, we've heard your question, sir. Jindal Explorer has been recontracted at $35,606 per day, and the new contract is from November 2025 onwards. This is the day rate that will be in place for the next 3 years.
No, as of now, we have no idea. Yeah. Sorry, they just they approached us, and we have, so going forward, we will do some work on that. And any meetings required, they'll come to us.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So, can we expect the contract to be renegotiated, or this is the fixed contract?
This is a fixed contract.
Okay. And what about the new Jindal Pioneer, which is going to as you mentioned, which is expected to be commissioned by the end of Q4?
Raghav, sir?
Yeah. So we have a contract which ONGC has quoted for 4 rigs. The due date is December 1st week, and we expect to bid in that contract and hopefully gain the contract.
Oh, hopefully? Sorry, I didn't get the last part of it.
I mean, we will be bidding for that contract and hopefully get it. And obviously, we will aim at higher prices because the Explorer rates are very low, which we had to match the competition at that time.
Yeah, I think the industry currently at the industry level, if my estimate is right, operating day rate is around $80,000, and we see that Jindal Star and Explorer are very, and even the Discovery one is expected is very low in terms of this than the medium. So at least with respect to Discovery one, which is near to the expiry, can we expect a renegotiation at a much higher rate?
I mean, rates will all depend upon the contracts that we get. These are all fixed rate contracts. You have the duration of the contracts.
These are Godrej properties.
We will only be able to comment once we get a contract.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll join back in the queue.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Faisal Zubair from HG Hawa and Company. Please go ahead.
Sir, given that now all the rigs are owned by us only, so what would be the cost at which they could be hypothetically sold at as second-hand rigs? And what is the cost of these rigs in our balance sheet as on date?
Sir, the rigs were acquired at different rates at different points in time. So, rig Discovery 1 was acquired in March 2019 for $75 million. Rig Jindal Supreme was acquired for, I think, approximately $17 million in November 2021. And rig Jindal Pioneer was again acquired for $75 million in March of 2025. That is the rate at which they were acquired, and then depreciation is charged on these rigs as per the guidelines of the Companies Act, in which rigs are depreciated over a remaining period of useful life. So since Discovery was around 11 years old when it was acquired, so it was depreciated over a balanced period of 19 years, and similar mechanisms were followed for the other two rigs as well.
And
if you refer to the gross block in our balance sheet, then you will realize the total value of these three rigs in our balance sheet.
And what would be the approximate cost if they would be sold, approximate selling price if we were to sell these rigs? Actually, I'm trying to gauge the NAV of the company as actual and NAV of the company in the balance sheet.
Sir, the most recent transaction that is available in public domain is the transaction that we have done, which is that of Jindal Pioneer. And we have acquired that rig for $75 million. The rig Jindal Pioneer is similar to the specifications of Discovery 1. So I think rigs which were manufactured after 2007-2008 period, most of them have similar specifications.
So,
therefore, current valuation. Yes, we have 3 rigs, sir.
Okay, so what you are saying is you should assume that 75 million into 3 would be the NAV.
Sir, not for Jindal Supreme, because that is an old rig, so maybe a lower valuation for Jindal Supreme. But again, these are not numbers which have been verified anywhere. It is just a general discussion which we are having.
Okay. No, I appreciate that, yes. Thank you.
And sir, I would request Mr. Raghav, our Managing Director, sir, to also give insights on this, because he's in touch with a lot of industry players.
I would appreciate that too.
So, no, in general, I would say the rig market is, there are no new rigs being built in the world. And obviously the old rigs are getting dated and getting shelved out. So the value of the current rigs that we have should increase with increased production over the world. And if the demand is more, then the supply is limited. Hence, we expect these rigs to have more demand in future. Prices remain as what we are talking about in mid-70s to the 90s, depending upon, again, the supply and demand.
Right. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. The next question is from the line of Dinesh Kulkarni from Finsight Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And, good set of numbers. So my question is slightly on the macro front. Right now, we know a lot of discussion is happening around de-dollarization, and it's very likely that the value of whatever is not going well with USA will impact the value of dollar. I just want to understand, since all these prices are in dollar price, right? So say if there is a drastic devaluation of dollar, will that impact our revenue or the financials in any way? If you could explain something like on that.
No, the value of the dollar, our income is all in dollars, so we hedge the dollars as well. So, for us, gaining in dollars is a good thing since it's depreciating towards the rupee.
So you're saying depreciation of dollar is helpful in other... Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you...
All our income is also in dollars.
Yeah, that's the question, right? Say if income is in dollars and the dollar devalues significantly, say from 90 rupees to 70 rupees or 75, just assume. So how that will impact the financials?
So a part of it is already hedged. And
Okay. By what percentage?
Yeah.
By what percentage?
Percentage is not so relevant here. The question which I think you are asking is whether the impact of forex fluctuation is negative or positive to the company. So if dollar appreciates, then it is negative for the company in rupee terms. But a lot of our rigs, 3 of our rigs are rented. Therefore, the rental is also in dollars. So there is a natural hedge, and generally rupee has depreciated. So, sorry, I'll correct myself. If dollar appreciates and rupee depreciates, then it is positive for the company and vice versa in the shorter term. But over a longer duration, it is beneficial for the company.
Okay. So my question was exactly opposite, sir. Say in the longer term, assume the dollar devalues from the current level with respect to rupee, how that will impact the financials in terms of percentages or in terms of revenue or both income as well as expenses. That is my question.
We don't have that sensitivity analysis with us right now. If you can email us, we will get back to you.
Yeah, surely I will get back to you, sir. Okay, my second question was, sir, and I mean, it's really good that you have won that court cases and against ONGC, and I think it's approximately 100 crores or something we're expecting. So, has the cash flown in the company's balance sheet, or it is just the approved and by the court, and like what is the outcome there or status there?
Sir, we cannot hear you very well. Your line is not clear.
Hello, am I audible now? Hello?
I will request you to please disconnect and rejoin again because I'm not able to understand what you're saying.
Okay. I'll join back. Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Manikant from Investment Wealth. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes. Okay. Sir, one thing, I joined late. Maybe these questions might have been covered internally, but if I'm repeating, please let me know. This time we have received 100 crores arbitration award from ONGC. So the net profit was seen high because of that. But if not, our net profit for this quarter is 33 crores. Is that correct?
Yes. The award that we have received was on account of a favorable High Court decision. There was a receivable from ONGC denominated in US dollars, which was at 66 crores in our books. Over the period of past 14-15 years, that 66 crores became 166 crores. So the outcome of that was when we won the case, then 66 crores was booked as the receivable, and the additional 100 crores on account of forex fluctuation and interest was booked as other income. We have mentioned that in the note.
Yes. So that means because this is a one-time payment, even if we
It is one time.
Yeah. So because it is a one-time, if we don't consider that, our net profit for this quarter is 33 crores. Am I correct? Is my understanding correct?
You'll have to adjust for tax.
Okay. Maybe Yeah, that adjustment is needed. But one thing that we see is like the declining of operating margins compared to last quarter. So last quarter it is around somewhere around 42, and this time it is 39. So coming to the next quarters, what do we expect the operating margins? Any stabilization in margins, or do we expect
operating margins to be in the range of 35%. We have given that guidance earlier, and the reason for the slight decline in operating margins was twofold in the current quarter. The first was that one of our rigs, Jindal Explorer, it was not deployed for the entire quarter. And the second reason was that there was some effect of forex fluctuation, which was booked in other expenses. Hence, the slight decline in EBITDA is visible.
Okay. And coming to the Jindal Pioneer, so currently which is under refurbishment in UAE. So I didn't recollect like what exactly the time frame it is going to be deployed, and do you see an interest in from any of the parties for deployment?
Could you please repeat the question?
No. Okay. Regarding Jindal Pioneer, which is under refurbishment in UAE, so do we have a timeline when it is going to deploy, and do we see any interest in contracts or like any visualization on what can be the day rates based on what's currently running today?
So Jindal Pioneer, as I said, is under refurbishment. We have a tender from ONGC coming out, which has already come out, and we expect to fill it and due in December first week. The rates, we would obviously try and get better rates. Our aim would be is where we bid last time, around the 60s, but because of competition, we had to actually match the rate for Jindal Explorer at the 35, 36 level. So hopefully we should be able to increase it to what we had bid earlier.
Okay. Thank you.
And it will be a 3-year contract as well.
Okay. My final two questions is, we are sitting on a huge cash, right? So we are in very good cash position. How are we planning to use that? Are we planning anything for the investors or some bonus, or are we planning for some acquisitions? What's the plan?
We've already doubled the dividend that we would normally pay out in the most recent financial year.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the strong cash flow that we are earning. In addition to that, I will urge you to be mindful of the fact that we have to undertake refurbishment on each of these rigs at the end of every contract, which is an expenditure of 70 to 120 crores, depending on the condition of the rig. Therefore, we have conserved cash for that exercise as well. As a company, we do not believe in borrowing, and therefore we want to conserve the cash so that we are able to utilize it when it is required. From a core business perspective, we have increased the size of the company in the past 7 years through acquisition of rigs. 10 years ago, Jindal Drilling did not own any rig. Then in 2019, Jindal Drilling purchased one rig. In 2021, it purchased another rig. In 2025, it purchased a third rig. Therefore, the scale of operations of Jindal Drilling has increased, and the benefits accrue to all shareholders.
Understood, sir. Okay. My final question is, what's the demand that you see for next few years to come? How is the path visible as of now? Because in last con calls, if I remember, you mentioned that ONGC is tied up with BP Exploration, exploring how they can, that will benefit us. That's what you mentioned. So how is the path now? Do you see any hurdles?
As long as I see ONGC, it is still taking out fewer tenders than what is expected, and it will continue for another 1 year is what I read from the analysis. And so there will be competition, and hopefully we can't do much about it in the domestic market. We're looking at other operators as well and international players, where the prices would be a little better, but then the OpEx is also higher. So we will be evaluating that and taking a call as and when we bid.
Okay. So it is very early now to ask, but I know that we have a strong order book for till FY27. But is the company confident building order book of same level or beyond for the years ahead in FY28?
As and when rigs get rehired, ONGC issues a new tender. We will participate in all of those tenders, and based on the outcome, we will be able to update you on the order book going forward. As of now, the order book is based on the committed cash flows that we will receive.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nishita from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes. Hello. So I just had a clarification doubt. So currently with ONGC, we have 4 rigs deployed, and they are coming up with a tender. So and we are going to apply for that tender. So that is going to be for which rig? Because I see that Jindal Pioneer is the only one that is not currently deployed, and which you are going to which is going to be commissioning by Q4 FY27.
Discovery, Supreme, and Virtue, and Jindal Star are operating, which are the 4 rigs. Jindal Explorer and Jindal Pioneer are under refurbishment. Jindal Explorer has already got a contract, and it should start in the next 10 days with ONGC. So by the end of this month, we'll be having 5 rigs operating with them. Jindal Pioneer, which is still under refurbishment and does not have a contract, should get a contract whether we will be bidding for it in first week December, like I said, and hopefully by the end of the year or early next year, we should hear back from them on the contract.
Okay. So the tender that are coming up with, we are going to deploy the Jindal Pioneer rig if we get the contract. Is that
correct?
Okay. And if you mentioned that you are going to bid at the level of 60,000 per day rate.
We would be analyzing that depending upon the number of bidders that are going to be there, the competition.
Okay.
Our last, the last price that we bid was around the 60s, mid 50s or 60s. So hopefully we should be able to achieve that in this coming tender. That's what my aim would be.
Okay, understood. And do we have any plan of acquiring any new rigs like in FY27 or FY28?
Nothing as of now, no.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dinesh Kulkarni from Finsight Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Hello, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Got interrupted with the. My question was, have we received the 100 crore cash which was involved in the court case?
Yes, we have. We had received the funds a couple of years ago, but we had given a bank guarantee against the amount that was received. In September 2025, that bank guarantee was released. Therefore, we have booked the amount which was received as other income.
Okay, that's really great, sir. I understand this increases the cash balance on the balance. So I just wanted to understand how many such cases are still pending with either ONGC or
At ONGC level, this was the only case which was pending for the past 15 years. Just to give you some sense of why it was pending, there was an old receivable which was under dispute, and we went to arbitration, and we won in the arbitration. Then the arbitration award was appealed in the High Court, where we won again, and then it went to the division bench, where again we won. Thereafter, it went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, after some hearings, directed that arbitration proceedings be commenced again. So matter went back to arbitration. The second time when it went to arbitration, we won again. Then it went to the High Court. At this point in time, the High Court ordered that the bank guarantee can be released. So we have booked it as other income.
Okay, and the whole process took 15 years, right?
Whole process took 15 years, sir, and a lot of legal expense.
Legal expense. Fair enough. Okay, sir, I understand that. Thank you very much for explaining that. So, okay, my question is more on the future, sir, because we have seen last few quarters have been really great in terms of at least the revenue. But do you think this kind of a growth will sustain for the, say, like next 2 years or 3 years?
Sir, it is entirely a function of the expenditure that will take place in the oil and gas sector. We are a service provider. We will provide the asset and drilling services. But if oil and gas expenditure does not increase in India, then I don't believe that profitability can increase materially with this level of operations.
Okay.
Therefore, we are banking that oil and gas expenditure will increase materially, and that is why we are in the business.
No, fair enough. That's the question, because as we have seen, quite a few news is coming around. India is finding new oil and gas resources in and around shores. So, have you received, like, what's your take on this? Like, is it really happening, or it is just some, news kind of a thing in the air? Yes.
Sir, it is a situation which is in flux right now. So it would not be appropriate to comment. Once the exercise that ONGC is conducting with British Petroleum is concluded, only then will we achieve full clarity.
Okay, that sounds great, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for answering my questions and all the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Raj from Arjav Partners. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Sir, in financial year 27, you will have 3 rigs which will go for the refurbishment, right? Discovery 1, Virtue 1, and Jindal Star.
Yes.
So the combined cost of refurbishment of the 3 rigs should be in the range of around 240-250 crores. Am I right?
Can you repeat the figure again, please?
So the combined cost of refurbishment of all the 3 rigs will be in the range of around 240 to 250 crores. Is the calculation right?
It is broadly in line, but the actual figure depends on the condition of the rig, and the entire cost is not booked in the profit and loss in the periods in which it is incurred, but rather it is amortized over the duration of the contract.
Just all this 250 crores in broadly, it will be amortized, right?
Yes.
Over the period of the contract. Understood.
Yes.
And sir,
yes.
How much time it takes for a rig to get back to the contract once the contract ends?
So once the contract ends, then it takes anywhere between 4 to 6 months for the refurbishment to be completed.
All right. So for example, if we take Virtue 1, the contract is ending in October 2026. So I think the sales will start from 2027 only, right? Financial year 28.
So it will if it ends in October 2026, then you add 6 months to October 2026, and thereafter start your projections for the new contract. So in this particular case, it would be end of April or early May 2027.
Understood. And sir, looking at today's prices, you said the prices are in 70s to 85, 90s range. But when we practically bid, so we get a contract price of around 37,000. So do you have the confidence to get price range of 70 to 85,000 range?
I don't think so we will get that high. Like I said, we had earlier bid a rate of around 55.60. Because of competition and the competitor bidding much lower, we had to match those rates, and it will again depend upon the competition. Our aim would be to come up to the 65 level, and hopefully the competition would have also realized that they bid too low in the last tender and would be bidding higher.
Understood, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, participants who wish to ask a question may press star and one on the touchtone telephone. The next question is from the line of Manikant from Investment Wealth. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for accepting my question once more. So this is on, again, on the cash flows, because we have good cash positions. Are we exploring, because Jindal Drilling is in mud logging and drilling activities for a longer time. So are we looking at entering any newer segment? Because we can utilize this cash position for newer activities.
We are already doing that, and we are looking at another opportunity. We've just won a tender in directional drilling as well, where the funds would be deployed because new capital would be deployed for that. However, we are looking at a few other sectors within a few other areas in the drilling segment as well, but nothing concrete to announce right now.
Okay. And like you mentioned, the domestic market versus the international market. What likely to be materialized for Jindal Pioneer? Are we going to deploy in the international waters, or how is that going to be?
No, the current tender is from ONGC, which we are bidding. There's no other clarity from any other international player.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, shareholders, for participating in the call. We will continue to update you as and when we have necessary information. We expect the next few quarters to be as good as the previous quarters, excluding the effect of the one-time other income transaction. Thank you.
On behalf of Antique Stock Broking Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.